Now, the Nio stock has dropped quite sharply this week, and so many of the investors, or so many of the new investors, are panicking to say that why is Nio being the only stock that is dropping heavily this week? Because you know that on Tuesday, most of the EV stocks went up by over 4%, except Nio, which went up by just less than 1%, which that brought a huge panic to investors, saying that how come is Nio not able to rise the way the other EV stocks are rising, which unfortunately I'll have to remind you that markets are controlled by the market maker. So these guys decide on sometimes on how a certain stock is to move, and of course they are able to do this probably for a short period, because you remember that they are also regulated. Because what you find is that these guys, especially when they see, like in a company like Nio, of course they know that there are a lot of retail investors that have piled their money on this stock. So what probably they will try to do is to try to shake off some of those retail investors to sell their Nio stock before they can allow the stock to rise. So I definitely think that you ought not to panic by the Nio stock not rising as the other EV stocks, because I think in few days you might see the Nio stock starting to rise and trying to catch up those other EV stocks. There is no doubt about that. Now, Nio, you remember that it's a company that continues to build around the strong fundamentals. It's a company that it's doing well, and it's a company that is set to do very well. I mean, shout out or thanks to those financial analysts that are able to engage with Nio on one basis. I mean, you remember that companies like Deutsche Bank, Morgan Stanley, some of their analysts are able to engage with Nio on a one-on-one basis, and they are able to ask questions and get a clarity on certain things. Now, the reason why I'm thinking the analysts from these big financial institutions is simply because when they get some of the information they get from Nio, they always come back to us and give us the updates or what we can expect out of the Nio stock, which is something that is truly amazing and incredible, and is the one that continues to motivate retail investors like myself to continue to have high hopes on the Nio stock. Now, just recently, had it not be Deutsche Bank indicating to us or announcing that the Malaysian semiconductor factory is now operating at 100%, we are not going to know that we can expect the deliveries of these EV cars to start picking up again. So I thank those financial analysts that always give us such good news about these stocks, because it motivates us and gives us confidence when we invest into these stocks. Otherwise, as I've said, one of the things that really made me to be excited was when Deutsche Bank indicated that the Malaysian semiconductor factory, which also supplies Nio, it's now operating at 100%, which is something that is incredible and makes us to be makes us to be comfortable when we're investing in these stocks, because now we know that the shortage of the semiconductor might be at our rear view mirror, which is something that is truly amazing and has to motivate you to say that now the semiconductors being out of the way, we can start to see some good deliveries on these EV cars, which is something that is truly amazing and has to keep you motivated and to keep you stay long on to this Nio stock, because we can now expect Nio to deliver some good delivery numbers. And Nio, you will remember that they are currently busy with the second phase of the upgrades in their Jack Nio factory, and they are expecting to finish in the first half of 2022, which is something that is truly amazing. Now, Nio currently, they are able to produce, so by just completing the first phase, they are able to produce 120,000 vehicles annually, which is something that is truly amazing. And with double shifts, I think this first phase, we can assume that they can be able to produce 150,000 vehicles annually, because you remember that after the entire upgrades are done, Nio will be able to produce 300,000 vehicles with double shifts. So we can assume that with the phase done, which is giving an output of 120,000 with single shift, we can expect it to give us a maximum of 150,000 vehicles or with double shifts, which is something that it's kind of like making me to be very optimistic about the deliveries that Nio is going to report for November and December, because as I've told you on this channel, I told you that I am expecting Nio to deliver over 11,000 cars for November and over 12,000 cars for December. And the reason being is because, number one, the shortage of the semiconductor now is out of the way, which was one of the main things that was impacting these delivery numbers on these EV companies. Now, you remember that there is a big event that Nio will be hosting this coming December on the 18th, which is the Nio Day. So many of the investors are patiently waiting for. And I think this is one thing that I need to stress out. Don't try and time the market and wait just before that event takes place and you start adding on the Nio stock, because timing the market, guys, will never make you to succeed in the stock market as a whole. Because remember, I told you that this market or the stock market is controlled by the market makers. So they already know that Nio on the 18th of December is expected to do or to host the Nio Day, which you might be surprised that they start making the share price react to the Nio Day before the actual day comes, and you would be surprised that after the day you find the Nio stock rising by 2%. So I think now is a good opportunity for you to load the boat, especially that Nio is currently trading under $40 US per stock. I mean, me personally, just yesterday, as seen on the screen, you notice that I added 50 more shares of Nio, because I mean, this is a good attractive price, and I continue to remain very bullish on the Nio stock because it is just set to do very well. Now, another latest developments that really got me to be so excited, it was when I read the latest news that indicated that Nio will start delivering their model or their new model ET5 in the Q3 of 2022, which is something that is incredible, because you will remember that just on the 18th of December, one of the vehicles that Nio will be launching is the ET5 models. Now, this model, it is said, or we read that Nio plans to start delivering that car around the Q3 of 2022, which is something that is incredible. And take note that they are not saying producing, they are saying delivering. So meaning that they will be selling that car from the Q3 of 2022, which is something that is truly amazing. Now, it is for this reason that I keep on telling you that Nio is just a company which is set to do very well, because number one, of course, you will know by now that the ET5 is going to be cheaper than the ET7, and the ET5 is set to compete like with your Audi A4 and BMW 3 Series, which is quite incredible. So this is one of those models that at least more people will be able to afford, as it will be in a range of your BMWs and your Audis, which is something that is incredible. Now, this is one of the reasons that I tell you that Nio will do very well, because it continues building on its strong fundamentals. Yes, I know that in terms of delivery, some of you are still disappointed on their October deliveries, though they explained why they had delivered such a low number, and I did also cover it on this channel as to why they delivered such a low number, which does not give me any panic at all. Nio, guys, continues to do very well, and I believe that Nio will do so well in the future. I mean, me personally, I am really anticipating, and I think I must tell you that should Nio continues to drop, which I think from where it is now, it might not drop by much, I will load the boat here again. There's no doubt about that, because I truly believe that this is one of those companies that will quickly take me to financial freedom, because I truly believe, and I'm trying my best to invest as much on this company, because it is just said to do very well. And don't say that I did not tell you. I mean, I've been talking about this company for like forever. This is one of the companies that I don't finish a week without releasing 2 or 3 videos about, because there's just a lot to talk about when we are talking about this company Nio. Otherwise, with all that, guys, like I said, I continue to remain very bullish on the Nio stock, and I believe it will do very well in the future. This is one of the stock that, should you wake me up even in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping and you ask me which stock to consider or to buy, I will quickly give you a Nio without thinking twice, because it is one of those stocks that are really, that is really close to my heart. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing. Please don't forget to hit that likes button, comment and subscribe. And hey guys, don't forget that this video was just for entertainment purposes and you should not take it as professional financial advice. Now, if you seek professional financial advice, you already know what to do by now, and that is you need to go and consult the professionals. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.